Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Bird's Nest. Please like, comment, and subscribe for all your NFL recaps, news, and gossip. So, I'm back today because I had the opportunity to listen to several pros. You guys know how much I love listening to the pros. I love their takes. And there have been really awesome takes, thought-provoking takes on this Shedeur QB2 situation. And I gotta tell you, my favorite take was from a former Colorado Buffalo player. I don't know if he played in the NFL because the caption, it must have been Colorado Buffalo content, and so they said former CU Buff. Maybe once a Buff, always a Buff. But he used to be a Colorado Buffalo player. It had to be years and years ago because he looked to be about my age. He said he wants Dylan to ball out. So much so that they can feel comfortable trading Shedeur. Because Shedeur will not be able to function psychologically under the conditions being presented to him by the Browns. He won't be. He said Shedeur needs to be on a team where everyone believes in him, trusts him, wants him. And as we know, that is not the case for the Browns because Kevin Stefanski hates him. And you know, I say that, one of the pros said it too. He hates Shedeur clearly. So he's saying he really wants Dylan to ball so that Shedeur can go to another team. And I was like, you know what? That makes me think about the Rams game. You're right. So I'm thinking Shedeur is so confident that there's no way to break his confidence. And in addition to him being confident, Coach Prime is in his ear. So even while they're trying to break him down, Coach Prime is building him up. This player and another former player, said the same thing. No matter how much Shedeur will say that his confidence is intact, they chipping away at that thing for show. And with this one, this QB2 situation, they're going to break him. He will break. So what that gentleman said made me think of the Rams game. Because I always had this thought that Shedeur had this superhuman confidence. That's because of the way he presents it. It's not real. That's what these guys think, and I'm beginning to think it too. Because when he said that, my initial thought was, of course, no, Shedeur can play through this. He has the confidence to get through this. But then I got to remember that Rams game. Somebody had pointed out, one of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports is a panel. And they have their mostly hosts that are there most of the time, but they switch out a piece or two here and there. And I lost my thought. You know what? It wasn't even the panel show. It was one of the guys that is on that show was on another show. And with the Rams game, we all said he was sabotaged in that game, and of course he was. He was put in with all the bad players that were cut the next day. Well, one of the guys from Ultimate Cleveland Sports, Tyvis, says something that no one ever says. The defense that Shedeur was playing against in that Rams game also got cut the next day. So that kind of makes it a level playing field where Shedeur should have been the best person in that game. But he lost it. Psychologically, it seems to me, and I could be wrong, I tell y'all this all the time, these are opinions, unless I tell you it's a fact with sources. This is an opinion. Despite the fact that he should have been the best person on that field, he fell apart in that game. He couldn't get it going, even though that defense that he was playing against got cut the next day. So I believe that there is a psychological impact for Shedeur from all this stuff that Kevin Stefanski is doing. I never considered that. And then my guy, who I always tell y'all, he's like one of my favorites. I love his takes, and I didn't know his name. Because he guest stars on these various pro athlete platforms on YouTube. I'll never forget his name now. I watched him on Acho's show last night, and his name is TJ Housh. He was a wide receiver in the NFL. TJ said he doesn't care what Shedeur says about his confidence being intact. It's not. And because Kevin Stefanski is chipping away at it, at his confidence. And oh, my phone moved. If I move it, okay. And if this QB2 thing is allowed to happen this week, Shedeur's gonna break. And so, he'll say he's fine, as long as they don't push a mic in front of his face. He'll say he's fine. In reality, he won't be fine. He'll change. He'll act different. He'll be more quiet. His body language will be off. I've already seen that on the sideline. There's that picture of him that's around with the headset on, and he's got his head to the side. That's that body language being off. Kevin Stefanski is breaking him. And another thing, what Acho said that I don't even think about, they're gaslighting Shedeur. They're gaslighting Shedeur, so Shedeur will get to the point where he'll be thinking, do I suck? Maybe I do. Fans on Twitter, like, they believe everything that Kevin Stefanski, he doesn't. What makes you think he doesn't like Shedeur? You gaslighting me. Like, and Acho said that's what he said. The Browns are not only gaslighting Shedeur, they're gaslighting us, making us think what we saw at Colorado, we didn't really see it. Shedeur can't play. One of the guys on Ultimate Cleveland Sports with the panel has two or three guys whose takes I vehemently disagree with. They are anti-Shedeur. They won't say that, but their takes say it. They're it's one for sure who's anti-Shedeur. The other ones that are like, they're borderline leaning over to anti-Shedeur. We have another one whose takes I don't mind, because I believe he's honest, but he has taken to calling Shedeur fans crazy. Shedeur fans are watching that show. Shedeur fans are giving him numbers, and he's telling us while we're watching them. We're so crazy that people take it out on Shedeur. We're causing it. He knows we're watching his show, and he called us crazy. They're gaslighting us. But, as I have said before, and if you don't watch every video, you don't hear it, I'll say it again. I am moderate. So, if you were here for all my videos and people weren't, like, you can look at the views. I'm just getting started. I just started in April. I am not and have never been a stan who thinks my fave can do no wrong. Because I know that people are human and they do wrong things. All of us. None of us is perfect. Right? So I could point out Shedeur's role in this situation. He got himself into this situation with no help. His dad guiding him sort of to be like him. If you guys are younger than me, younger than Dion and I, you don't know what Dion was like when he was young. Shedeur and Shiloh and Bucky are pieces of Dion. Think of them combined into one and multiplied times 10. That was Dion. You know, outgoing, comedic, like Shiloh. Super duper confident. Somebody on one of those shows said hyper confident, like Shedeur. Intelligent, level-headed, like Bucky. All the boys, like Prime. Never drank, never did drugs, ever. Eat healthy, all that stuff. That's all of them. So Shedeur and Dion, with that hyper confidence, more than their fair share of testosterone, went into that draft process like Shedeur was the prize. And the team need to bow down to him because he about to save them. That was the attitude that was taken into those interviews. And it turned people off. And you know what? You can blame Dion for it, for not guiding him properly, thinking that Shedeur could handle the draft the same way he handled the draft. Shedeur is an awesome quarterback, and I know he's going to take the league by storm. I know it. But he's not Dion. Dion was allowed to get away with the things he did during the draft process because he was Travis Hunter times 10. Better than Travis. Played two positions, two sports at the highest level. Better than everybody. So, he sent Shedeur out there with the same attitude that he had. And Shedeur is a fantastic quarterback, but he ain't the best quarterback that ever did it like Dion was. So they had to take it from Dion. But as you can see now, yeah, we had to take it because she was so good wasn't nothing we could do. We can get you now, though. She ain't gonna come in here with that attitude with your son, who's not the best that ever did it. They set him up. And on the Acho show, Acho says Shedeur needs to ask for release. He, under no circumstances, because if they don't put him at QB2 and they put a practice squad player, every pro I listened to, last night I listened to Doc Holliday, and I call him a pro. He only had one season in the league, but he was in the league. He knows how it works. Doc Holliday, Acho, TJ House, I listened to Shannon Sharp, I listened to Ocho, and I listened to that gentleman that used to be the Buff. This is unprecedented for them to jump a practice squad player over a player, not player, quarterback over a quarterback on the roster. Jump a player that was cut by your team last season and he went to another team, or was he traded? I think he was cut. He's that type of player, that quality of player, not traded, cut. And the Chiefs picked him up for their practice squad, and he was cut from there. So by the time that the Browns got him for the practice squad, he wasn't even in the league at that time. To jump him over Shedeur to Acho means Shedeur will never play in Cleveland. This is Acho, because everybody doesn't have the same opinion, the same view. You know, TJ's my favorite. Everything he said resonated with me like it always does. Every time I run across content with him, it always does. TJ said, and multiple of them said, y'all know I said, it's a battle going on. Yeah, everybody can see it. Even the fan, 92.3 The Fan, because now I don't listen to them again once they were snitching, and that was a good show. It's the Afternoon Drive. That's the show. The Afternoon Drive is the show that doesn't give a darn about what the Browns think, and because of that, they don't have the inside track to the Browns, and so they get to be impartial. So I can watch them going forward. I will watch them. They're impartial because they're not up the Browns' booty. They don't have access to them. The Browns don't like them. Apparently, Kevin has some party every year, and he invites all the media, and he doesn't invite them. So, those are my people. Even they said there's a battle going on, clearly. But TJ said this. The thought of moving a practice squad player above Shedeur is so outrageous that he knows it's not going to happen. He said Haslam and Barry are going to intervene. They've probably already done it. Now, my guys on the drive think that it's a possibility. They floated a couple of ideas. We're all trying to make sense of this. That Kevin is using Shedeur for a power play. He's losing power because he keeps losing. And they might use them as a bargaining chip. Oh, you want him to go to QB2? What you going to do for me? Kevin's not handling this situation properly. TJ says if Shedeur is not QB2 on Sunday, he expects Stefanski to be fired within 3 weeks. Acho says the coach would never be fired for a player. No, it's not about for a player. Something's going on in that building. Shedeur's in the middle of it, poor baby. Something's going on. The fact that they traded away his quarterback choices. The only one remaining that Stefanski picked is Dylan. And everybody says the same thing too. We ain't gonna kick Dylan's back in because he ain't got nothing to do with this. He's the guy that Kevin wanted. They drafted him. He's trying to live his dream. He's not better than Shedeur. But that's okay. He was drafted first, so all the players know. It goes in order in draft order. So Dylan is before him. So all that not moving up the depth chart, I mean, he still could have moved up the depth chart. But they were both, Dylan and Shedeur were always behind Flacco and Pickett on the depth chart. So he couldn't move ahead of anybody with Dylan ahead of him because Dylan was drafted first. Okay, so that's what it's going to be. And that's fine. It looks to me. Oh, another thing that happened yesterday. The media, of course, is asking everybody about Shedeur. You know how they love to do that. Shoot, I remember one week they even asked Bryce Young, who's a Panthers quarterback, about Shedeur. Why would you ask about him? You know, Jalen Hurts asking about Shedeur. Shedeur. So they asked all the players about Shedeur yesterday. And they all stuck up for him. Jerry Jeudy said Shedeur does everything the coach asks him to do. Everything. Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward said Shedeur's ready. Denzel, being diplomatic, said both our rookies are ready. They going against Stefanski, y'all. Publicly. Myles Garrett said, every time I come into the facility in the morning, you can see the coach's office. Maybe they got glass. I know that's like a company that I worked for. The new design of offices was they had glass so that you could see in all of them. And maybe they have that at the facility, because Myles says every morning that he comes in, Shedeur's already there in the office with Stefanski. Just what I was saying. Ask him what you need to do, Neff. Neff doing that. Everything that I have thought that he needs to be doing, he knows he needs to do, and he's doing it. And it's not working. Him spending every day with Stefanski in the morning, and Stefanski still able to stab him and try to break his confidence. I wonder what he's saying to that boy in that office. Who knows? Because he's probably one of those guys. We have cultural differences, and that's the reason for a lot of the discourse that goes on around a lot of things, like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It's because of our different perspectives, because of our different cultures. And black people more confrontational than white people. White people don't want that confrontation. They'll do it behind your back. And that's not everybody. You can't stereotype whole groups. But it seems more characteristic of them to be non-confrontational, whereas black people want to get to the bottom of it right now. I ain't trying to... What you got? What's the problem? That's how we are. So I can see Kevin... This boy bothering him, coming in his office every week. Maybe Shedeur, every day. Maybe Shedeur needs to stop. I don't know. But Myles said he's doing everything he needs to do above and beyond. So TJ said this. TJ said, if they try to do this and they're losing, and the team believes in Shedeur, he gonna lose the team. Now, they ain't gonna go too far, but you gonna see those little things that happen. TJ said, I never could do it because I need the money. But the top guys, they're the ones that do it. They're the ones that get to the meeting right on time, because you can't be late. I've seen a player be benched for being late to the meeting. Keon Coleman on the Buffalo Bills was benched for that. You can't be late. But getting there right on time is late. But as long as you're right on time, they can't do nothing to you. But he said that's what they'll start doing. Getting there right on time. Leaving practice 2-3 minutes early. They'll start doing things. All of that, they'll start speaking up for him in the building. All of that is digging a hole for Stefanski. But the fact that they traded away his quarterbacks shows that something's already happening. They did that behind his back. And then one of the ones, I can't remember who it was, is thinking him not putting or not committing to put Shedeur to QB2 is a reaction to them trading away Flacco behind his back. Flacco, who he could use to keep Shedeur off the field. They traded him away. And trying to force him to put Shedeur on the field. Well, at the end of the day, Jimmy Haslam is the owner of the team. And if he wants Shedeur on the field, he's going to go on the field. But like the former Colorado Buffalo said, what good is that doing Shedeur? To be playing for a coach that doesn't believe in him, doesn't trust him, doesn't like him. We'll see how this is going to work out. I don't know if Shedeur goes to therapy, but he's going to need help dealing with this psychological warfare that Stefanski has pulled out on him. And I'll tell you another thing that he did in practice, according to Ultimate Cleveland Sports. Apparently, this is how it happens. In practice, you got QB1 takes all the reps with the first team. All 100% first team reps. But QB2 is side by side on the field with QB1 with the twos. Nobody was never telling us that. There was a pro on one of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports shows that broke it down. QB2 is with the twos, getting reps. And then QB3 is with the scout team. And the scout team, not getting reps, not just getting reps, running plays. So QB1 and QB2 are running plays with the first team and the second team. Side by side. Running plays for the game. Getting prepared for the game. QB3 is with the scout team, and they don't run plays. They don't know plays for the game. They're not included in that. So that's the problem with keeping Shedeur away from QB2, is he never gets exposure to and run the plays. Now, as the emergency quarterback, he actually does get exposure to it. He just doesn't get to run the plays. He just sees that. He gets to watch. Gets to be in the meetings. As the emergency quarterback, not QB3, it's the emergency quarterback that gets that. They just don't get any of the reps. So he's, y'all know, all off-season, preseason, in-season. Stefanski's goal in life has been to keep Shedeur from running game reps. That's been his goal in life. And so far, he's continuing to do it because that's what Ultimate Cleveland said happened yesterday. So since he didn't name Shedeur as QB2, he got to get away with, this is what Ultimate Cleveland Sports said. Dylan went off to do his reps with the first team. The second team went off with no quarterback. And Zappy and Shedeur were with the scout team. So he ain't preparing neither one of them to be QB2. So you know what that means to me? I could be wrong. But you know what that means to me? Shedeur will be QB2. But because he didn't name him QB2 all week, he couldn't get any QB2 reps. And therefore, when the game comes, he'll be unprepared. Woo! That boy is kicking Shedeur's ass. And there's nothing he could do about it, guys. And you know why? Because of his behavior. He can't do shit. Excuse me for cursing. But they were cursing on the arena last night, so that made me feel like it was okay. Not the arena. I can't wait till they weigh in. I cannot wait. They have not weighed in. That's going to be the most powerful one. On Speakeasy. That's the name of Acho's show. They were cursing. So I was like, oh, okay, it must be okay to curse. Is Shedeur's doing. Like, one of the guys wanted Acho wanted Shedeur to ask for a release. He needs to get out of there because he's never going to play in Cleveland. I don't think that's true because the front office is Team Shedeur. So I don't think that's true. But Acho said he needs to ask for a release. And TJ pointed out he can't. He played all those cards already. You know, he went into those meetings and pissed off everybody so bad that they knocked his behind down to the 5th round. Got him for $40 million in that move. That's what that move meant. $40 million gone. That's what that meant. He did that. That Shedeur did that, y'all. I know y'all don't be wanting to hear it, but I'm moderate. I look at both sides. Then, even if they hadn't leaked it to make him look bad, Shedeur and Dion did turn down the Ravens and the Eagles. And whether they leaked that information to make him look bad or not, the league already knew. They knew that he turned them down. So now, after all that, you can't go in and say, release me, and then expect another team to even look at you ever again. He's got to deal with this. He's going to have to deal with it. If he wants to be in the league, he got to take it. You've been doing too many things. Dion, I keep telling y'all that boy need an agent. He can't go in there with the Dion attitude. Now, once you start balling out, and I already know this is going to happen, when he start balling out, the attitude coming back. Full force. And they will deal. But you got to get there first, Neff. You got to get there first. So, he's going to have to deal. And I believe and matter of fact, I haven't mentioned Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp yet because they are so freaking calm. They're always calm. They think all this stuff is surmountable. None of this is impossible. And Shedeur needs to stay ready. That's it. That is all. So I didn't even need to, they were no passion at all. Acho was very upset. But Acho is pretty much a career backup. But the other pros, they real. You know. They know. Long careers. TJ, long careers. And they know. TJ said, I am positive Shedeur will be QB2. And I am too. He's just going to be 1,000% unprepared. Because Kevin Stefanski, by not naming him QB2, is not giving him QB2 reps with the twos. And he ain't preparing the second team because he got them out there practicing with no quarterback. Bruh, he is crazy. So, but they all know in the building, they know that those guys were out there. Shedeur on the scout team with Zappy and the second team with no quarterback. They know, so they're gonna have to put their foot down. That's what TJ said. They will intervene. Kevin gonna mess around and get fired. I told y'all that yesterday. It's so funny. It was all the validation that I was getting on my points across the board everywhere. Because it just looks weird. And it's clear. At least on 3 different shows, everybody saw there's something going on. There is a battle between Kevin Stefanski and the front office. How you battle with your boss? That's it. I just want to, I had some great perspectives that I heard yesterday, and I just wanted to fill you guys in, and I highly recommend all these shows. 92.3 The Fan, Afternoon Drive. Ultimate Cleveland Sports, it will piss you off because they got views on there calling us idiots as fans, gaslighting us, but G. Bush is there speaking for us. So I like Ultimate Cleveland Sports and the different point of views, but yesterday there was too many. It was 3 of them that were gaslighting us yesterday, and I can't do 3. I can do 2, but I can't do the 3, and I cussed them out in the comments. Not cussed them out, told them off. And how dare you call me delusional? You talking to me? I was so upset. You know what? I had to turn it off. And now I know going forward, if they got 3, I know who the people are. It's 4 of them, but they're not ever on there all together. If 3 of them are on there together, I need to turn it off no matter what the topic is. Or fast forward through those 3 people who gaslight us. The one that insulted us, I like him. Like, I wouldn't fast forward through him, but you ain't gonna be insulting me, bruh. Anyway, that's that on that. I just wanted to share. This isn't even news. This is just like a recap of the shows that I saw and their takes on what's going on with Shedeur and with the Browns that are like a laughing stock right now. That's that. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah.